Hello and welcome back to another video on the channel, guys. I hope you are keeping well. Today I have for you my 4-1-2-1-2 narrow custom tactics that have got me my last few rank 1s. Now, of course, you haven't seen the custom tactics video in a while. That's because I've been using the 4-3-1-2 religiously until the last few weekends, where I have changed up a little bit and I'm now using the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow again. Make sure you stay for the entirety of this video, guys, because I'm going to have to explain it very, very deeply as to why this formation works and to why the tactics work with this formation. This is the team we did use, guys. Other than we had Gravenberch where Fofana is, and we had, of course, Alisson in net. We don't have a goalkeeper right now because I had to sell him to get some coins in the club. But yeah, guys, this is the team, and of course, we've got a really good back line, and the back line is going to be crucial to enjoying this formation, and the midfield is also going to be very, very important. Strikers and forwards are up to you, but making sure you have a really good defensive line and a very strong, fast midfield is going to be key to making the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow work, guys. With that being said, though, let's get into the instructions. For cheap FIFA 23 coins, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com to get fast and reliable coins. And make sure you use code VIPER at checkout, get yourself a 5% discount. Alright guys, so getting into the instructions now, of course we have Mbappe and Mane's flashback up front. If you want to go check out the player review for Mane, I believe he is still there. I would recommend completing him, he's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Mane and Kylian Mbappe both on stay central and getting behind. Now I didn't used to use this on both of my strikers, but I found it to be really, really good in the 4-1-2-1-2. And the other thing that you're going to notice as well, guys, is we don't have stay forward on either of the strikers. And the reason for that is you want them to drop just a little bit deeper to help support the midfield and to be in positions where you can actually pass them and not have to do through balls all the time. That is why they're not on stay forward. But the stay central and getting behind, these two are speed demons. Very good on the skill moves, a very good sprint boost, very good left stick dribbling. We want them to be getting in behind where we can utilise that left stick dribbling on the shoulder, so on and so forth. That is why we've got them both on stay central and getting behind. But the other thing that's great about these two strikers is they're relatively strong as well. They've got decent physicals. Mane's got like 75 strength, I believe, and then Mbappe's got like 78, I think. So having two players up here that are very strong and fast is going to be key to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. And then in behind we've got Neymar. Now this doesn't have to be something you have to do, guys. I know not everybody uses skills, but 5-star in this position here is paramount. I've actually dropped Messi for Neymar in this position, and that is because he's got the 5-star. If you can't use the skill moves and you don't use too many skill moves, getting somebody with a 5-star weak foot would be great in this position as well. Making sure they're very good on the dribbling, making sure their left stick dribbling is going to be really good as well. It's going to be crucial, and of course Neymar's got really good passing as well, and I believe we've got a chem style on him which is going to boost his passing as well. Yes, we do have the dead eye on him, and of course that makes his passing absolutely nutty as well, guys. 36 assists in 57 games, so he's very important. And having somebody of that ilk in that position is going to help you as well. Now, guys, as we move on to the midfield, you're going to see that we've got Sidney Govou playing in the midfield. And the only reason really for that is because he works for chemistry. And he's very good in that position. He's got okay passing. His shooting's really good. He's very good at getting up and down the pitch. Yes, he doesn't have the best defending stats. He's okay defensively, though. He can help out defensively. And he's just unbalanced. Everything there. Same with Fofana. The thing I like about him and Fofana is he's an absolute brick S-house in that midfield, right? Really, really strong, really fast, 4-star. Same with Govou, 4-star. Very, very important to have 4-star on your two outside centre mids here. It's so, so crucial because you don't want to be put under a lot of pressure and get pressed onto one of these players and have a 3-star weak foot and mess up the pass. This formation is very much about to play out quickly, being aggressive with your passes, being aggressive with your interceptions. And whilst Govou doesn't have the defensive stats, he's got the 4-star weak foot, which, as I said, is crucial to this formation. And making sure you've got strong players, good passers, and the 4-star weak foot are the main things you're going to need in this formation for the midfielders. And then, of course, our CDM as well, guys. Xabi Alonso here. If you didn't do him, what are you doing? Go check out the player review if you want to see how good he is. This card's also 4-star. The 4-star weak foot, once again, being the most important. Being able to play out on both feet confidently is crucial to this formation, especially in that CDM role. You can see we've got him on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, and cover centre. And that is just perfect. So he's got good pace, good defending, good passing, good shooting, good dribbling. And that 4-star weak foot means that he is arguably the best CDM on the game right now. He's so good at mopping up in that position, getting the balls across to the fullbacks, getting it into the midfielders, get it into the strikers as well with his good driven passes on both feet. And that makes him an absolute beast down there. But instructions on him are really important. The cut passing lanes I found to be absolutely brilliant on the CDM in this formation. Stay back while attacking, of course, very important to the CDM, and cover centre because you've got the cover wing here on your two midfielders, and of course you've also got the fullbacks as well, which are covering the wing, I suppose. So that's very good there, guys. And just making sure you have somebody as good as Xabi Alonso in a CDM position. So much better than Kante, so much better than a Kimmich, so much better than even a Vieira, just because of the weak foot. The Patrick Vieira 90 World Cup icon card, I think, is a little bit behind the power curve in terms to this Xabi Alonso. I would personally use Vieira as a centre-back now if you've got that card, making sure you have Xabi Alonso as your CDM. Of course, this is probably the most important position in the entire team because you've only got one of them. You've only got one CDM, and he is your singular pivot, and he is going to be crucial to defending and counter-attacking in this formation. And the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow is extremely good for counter-attacking. Now, guys, we move on to the fullbacks, and we've got two extremely good fullbacks here. We've got Alphonso Davies, of course, with a 99 pace, and Team of the Year Eder Militao, which makes this a very, very good fullback set of options here. Both on set while attacking, but as I always tell you guys in game, if I'm dominating and I need a goal, or I'm one behind in a game that I've absolutely dominated in, I'll put these on go forward, and the way you're going to do that is up on the D-pad and then left on the D-pad. That puts attacking fullbacks on, which overrides the stay back while attacking. And once you've got your equaliser, you can put these back just by doing the same thing on the D-pad, and then they're set back to stay back while attacking, which is really, really nice. Nothing else on these guys, nothing on the goalkeeper, nothing on the centre-backs. But what I will say is the 5 positions here, the CDM, fullbacks and centre-backs, are really important, especially to the tactics I'm going to show you shortly. Playing a lot of offside traps, having really fast defenders here is what we have. Trusting your defenders and allowing yourself to play a bit of a higher depth is going to be really, really important, guys, to making this formation really work. So if you've got any of the team of your defenders, if you can't fit in at Militao, like I couldn't, play him at right back. He is bonkers good there, guys. So don't be too upset if you feel like you're going to be wasting him. Playing him at right back, he was a colossus for me in this weekend league, playing at that right back position. With that being said, though, guys, let's move into the actual tactics. All right, guys, moving into the actual custom tactics now. You can see that these are very, very bonkers custom tactics. Now, make sure you stick with me as I'm going to explain some more stuff at the end, which is going to be paramount to you guys learning this formation. And make sure, if it doesn't work for you straight away, you stick with it. Because, as I said, I'm going to explain some more at the end that might help you some more. First of all, we're starting off with the balanced on the defensive style. Pressure on heavy touch is the only other good one that I would use now. Press after possession loss is far too much. It's too aggressive. It's too much to sustain for 90 minutes, and especially if you're 120 minutes. It's just too much. So make sure that you keep this on balanced. I wouldn't use anything else. I wouldn't even use drop back as an option anymore, especially not in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. This formation is meant to be aggressive. It's meant to be tiki-taka football. It's meant to allow you to play fast FIFA, which is the way I play. If you're younger and you like to play fast FIFA, you've got good reactions, this formation and these tactics are going to be the king for you. So make sure, I promise you, make sure you stick with them. 50 width for the defensive style. I'll explain this a lot as well. You go too wide, you're going to get hit down the middle against another formation like the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. If you go too wide, if you go too narrow, you're just going to get hit down the flanks. So you have to be very careful with this. I think 50, maybe 45, maybe 55 if you're not liking the 50, but nothing outside of that range is going to help you. It's going to be a massive, massive issue if you change this too much. Depth is 75. But you might look at this depth and go, oh my God, I'm never, ever, ever going to be able to play on that Viper. But trust me, playing on this is going to allow you to control games a lot better. Having this high means you're going to get a lot of offside traps. You're going to frustrate your opponent. Your line is going to be so high. A lot of over-the-tops get played on this game. A lot of through balls in behind. But I would say 9 times out of 10, playing this high depth, making sure you're on your D-pad a lot, pressing the offside trap, is going to mean you're going to get a lot of offside traps and a lot of offsides for the opponent, which is going to really annoy them, and it's going to make you stay in the ascendancy for the entire game. That is why I play with a high depth. I trust my defenders. I trust my defensive qualities. That is why I like to have this high. I've got Virgil and Ramos. Ramos isn't the fastest, but he's such a good tackler. His positioning is so good that I think this depth works an absolute treat for me, and I really recommend trying this out. But just make sure you have strong, good defensive awareness and fast defenders is what I would suggest if you're going to play this high depth. Of course, my fullbacks are insanely fast, and my centre-backs are very fast for their position. So 75 depth is good. You can drop this down a little bit. I wouldn't put it any higher than this, We could drop this down to like 60, maybe 65, in that kind of ballpark, and you will still get success. But I like to have this as high as possible without it making too much of an issue, so I'm allowed to play lots of offside traps and catch the opposition offside so often. So that is why the depth is 75 there. Fast build up is the absolute best thing on this game, especially in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Works so well. Yes, it's harder to find the passes, but if you're quick with your passes, you're going to find them no problem at all. Your fullbacks will be a little bit higher just naturally with the fast build up on, which means they're another option for you to play out from. And you can drive into spaces with your fullbacks here and look for that ball inside. You get a lot of options inside if you're with your fullbacks, which is nice. And it just works really well. It's very good for getting behind as well, which we have on both of our strikers. And I really like fast build up. It's really good for counter-attacking too. Awesome tactic. Genuinely my favourite tactic throughout the last few years of FIFA. I think it's at its absolute best this year. Now guys, you know about direct passing. If you watch the channel a lot, you're an average viewer of the custom tactics. Direct passing is so good, mixed with the fast build up. Allows faster passes again. And it means that players look to be in the spaces to find them kind of R1 driven passes and the through ball. So direct passing is very good for that. I wouldn't change these two at all. You know, I gave you some options to change with the depth and the defensive style, but these two are locked. They are so good. They work so well within each other, both on old and new gen. This is the best thing about this game. I like having this on almost every single tactic I have, maybe other than the really defensive ones. We are going to be bringing out a 4-2-3-1 in the next coming days as well, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And that's going to be a bit more of a solid defensive formation, which you can still score from. But these two for any narrow formation, the 4-3-2-1 as well, all work really well together. Moving on to the width now, guys. Now, this is the offensive width. I like to have this narrow because the formation is already narrow, right? So you want to be able to play the two tiki-taka passes between the two strikers as much as you can, and of course the cam as well. And what that allows you to do with the smaller width or the more narrow width is it allows the options to be a lot closer to each other in the final third, which is what I like. Being able to 1-2 off each other, looking for that baited kind of 1-2 as well, works really well. That is why I like to have the width nice and narrow. Place in the box is 6, always been 6, really good for cutbacks, really good for bylines, really good for crosses, just really good overall. And corners and free kicks, just have this on 2. Especially with how they've nerfed corners now, having this on 2 is going to be perfect because you want to go short from your corners and either whip in the ball from the second man that's at the corner or look for the outside foot shot, or maybe go backwards and then look for the power shot on the edge of the box. Lots of options there, guys, from having this on 2. It's my favourite. You know, it doesn't have to be your favourite. I think corners are really poor now, so there's no point in learning the OP corners. So 2 is good for me, and free kicks is completely up to you. Don't score free kicks. Always go short of free kicks for me personally. But guys, those are the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow custom tactics. And of course, I've shown you the team, and now you guys know what you need in the team for it to be good. I mean, we're playing. When I put Allison in this team, we are literally playing on poor chemistry, like really poor chemistry. And I went and got a 19 and 1 with it, so or 2 19 and 1s with it. Maybe even 3, I can't remember. 25 out of 33 chem, no issue there, guys. Don't worry too much about the chemistry. And yeah, guys, you'll have a field day with this formation and these custom tactics. Make sure you go try them out. And if you guys want to see some gameplay of me using these, I know you guys asked for that quite a lot, make sure you come over to twitch.tv/Vipalization. 9 AM UK time, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays, playing champs games. So make sure you come over there. And that's going to be it for this video. So if you did enjoy it, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, add on the bell to never miss a video. But guys, it's going to be it for me for now, so take care.